Hey everyone, it's Matt Donahue with your weekly market update. We did our weekly update this week a little later in the week because we really wanted to see what the fallout would be from the markets with the Tuesday deadlines that were being thrown around and some of the escalating language we saw in terms of what's going on with the conflict with Iran. So let's back up a step and just talk about what's happened so far from basically March 30th through today, which is April 9th. For lack of a better term, it's been a roller coaster. And the driver really has been that escalating conflict between Iran, Israel, and us. And if you've been watching your portfolio closely, which I don't recommend in highly volatile times like this, you've probably felt it. One day, the markets sell off hard because it seems like there's escalation occurring. The next day, they rally when there's a hint of diplomacy, but then they give it right back in once the actual reality sets in. And that is really a true whipsaw environment. At the center of the whole thing is energy. Oil prices have surged. And when oil moves like this, it doesn't stay contained. It feeds directly into inflation expectations, which pushes yields higher. That then puts pressure on both stocks and bonds at the same time. And that's exactly what we've seen. Markets went from expecting rate cuts earlier this year to suddenly questioning, are we going to see any rate cuts at all? And the reason for that is because everything's very uncertain right now. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical energy choke points in the world, and any disruption there forces markets to constantly reprice risk in real time. So even when stocks bounce, oil stays elevated, but the volatility sticks around. Now, here's the part that most people don't want to hear, but we need to hear. This is exactly the type of environment where trying to time the market backfires. The financial services industry has been consistent on this for decades. We have been consistent on this. Think about the last 6 years. You've had COVID, you've had rate increases, interest rate increases, you have war with Iran, you had tariffs last year. There's been a host of things. The people who have stayed invested are the people who've won. The people who jump in and out based on the headlines miss the strongest recovery days, and those days drive a huge portion of long-term returns. So reacting might feel satisfying in the moment, but it often hurts you more than it helps you. That doesn't mean you need to ignore what's going on. It just means that you need to stay anchored in a plan that was built with volatility in mind. Diversification, liquidity, and a clear time horizon matter more right now than anything. And that's why I wanted to bring up a powerful idea from philosophy. One of the Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, wrote that there are two things we need to root out: arrogant opinion and mistrust. So what is arrogant opinion? I know how this is going to play out. I have a master's degree in military history. I could give you dozens of examples of a choke point like Hormuz that led to a wartime situation. Here's what they should do. And I can promise you it's not exactly how it's going to go, right? So I know enough to know that I don't know how this will play out. People who think they do, though, they'll say, oh, I know how this is going to play out, and I'm going to make this move. Mistrust, on the other hand, says, my God, this is a disaster. Everything's broken. I need to get out completely. Those are extremes, both of them. They're both very dangerous. The better approach is to ask better questions. What haven't I considered? Am I reacting to facts or my emotions about the facts? Is my portfolio aligned with my long-term goals, or is it just aligned with this week's headlines? Could I be wrong? That kind of humility is what leads to better decisions. So stay invested. Shifting gears for just a second, we're also 6 days away from the April 15th tax deadline. And in a volatile market, taxes are one of the few areas you can still control. Just don't let simple mistakes cost you. Double check your investment basis. Make sure you're capturing deductions where they are available. Look at carry forward losses. Confirm your filing status, dependents, social security number, bank details. Sometimes those little things can create huge headaches. Also, if you made a mistake in years past that has been noticed, fix it. Amended returns exist for a reason. Getting it right is more important than rushing it. So things to think about as we head into the weekend. None of us can control geopolitical conflict. None of us can control oil prices. None of us can control what markets are going to do tomorrow on Friday or when we come back in on Monday. But you can control your discipline. You can control your plan and the decisions that you're going to make, hopefully with our guidance, that actually move the needle over time. That is where long-term success is built. So stay invested, stay thoughtful, and most importantly, stay grounded because everything right now, it feels like it's trying to pull you off course. If you want help navigating all this, or just want a second set of eyes on your plan, schedule time with me, schedule time with Kenneth Hamilton, schedule time with Jason Defoe. We're here to help you make informed financial decisions. We'll see you next week.